Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. The Australian dollar recovered some ground on Tuesday amid growing concerns over a US recession following President Trump's sweeping tariffs on trading partners. Investor sentiment soared as inflation, slower growth and geopolitical instability fueled uncertainty. Trump threatened China with a 50% tariff unless it dropped its 34% counter tariff, with Beijing retaliating after his Liberation Day tariffs. Speculation about faster and deeper rate cuts from the Reserve Bank of Australia also came to light, also weighed on the Aussie slightly, with a 25 base point cut expected in May and a 50 base point reduction possibly. So there's much talk about either 25 or 50 in the May RBA rate decision. Turning to the technicals though, we're still somewhat negative even though we've seen a very whipsaw price action and a rebound. However, we've still got a bit more work to do on the top side, and a clearance of 61.0515 may give another step up towards a region of 61.65 to 62.25. Nevertheless, I'm still a little bit skeptical that we could still see a pullback to the lows around 59 cents due to the fact that the monthlies are still somewhat quite heavy. So taking this pattern slowly day by day, let's see how we unfold. But I do like that the impulse to the upside could extend, but needs to break that 61.15. Otherwise, a return to the downside, and as mentioned, to 59 cents. The euro bounced back during the Asian session on Tuesday, breaking a two-day losing streak. Nevertheless, with two inverted hammers, I'm a little bit skeptical as where the market can lead to in the next 24 hours, and therefore could see a range somewhere of 109 to 110.5, but very whipsawed. So if you are trading, do be on your guard, just the fact that the market volatility remains high. But with the RSI a little bit to the positive side, could see one step up, but still let's not rule out a downside test. We really need to see that dollar break down, but looking at the technicals, it does appear that may be very soon. Since reaching its downside objective of 144.2060, dollar yen has remained somewhat strong for 2 days, but runs right into the trend line and now struggling around 148. I like the way the technicals have remained negative and therefore could see another downturn. At present, I'm not ruling out another challenge to the bottom side of this range of 144, given the fact that the broader technicals are still negative, and therefore with the trend line broken earlier last week, let's see if the downplay comes through. Sterling very much in a mixed pattern here since the break of the trend line, and I'm still a little bit concerned that we could see a bit more downside. I do hold a neutral view though. Nevertheless, if we do see this move down, we could find a base around 126 before sending market higher. Now, my call yesterday, I'm looking for the broader case of 2,760 as a target, but let's see how it plays out first of all after it's recognised the level around 2,950. I do like the way this pattern is still negative, and therefore from a technical point could still see another downturn, given the fact that the two heavy weeks, the market could break this level around 2,950 and then head down towards the region of 2,850, and then with the downside call around 2,750.60. Wrapping up with oil, the market's attempting to recover but struggling, and I still feel there could be another down test that could see a move back towards the region of $58 to $57 a barrel. Now, this is just a very thin call due to the fact is that we are somewhat oversold, so therefore could limit the downside, but I still want to keep to a possible neutral view until we get firmer technicals to support a stronger case for a trade. Nevertheless, since this heavy fall, I feel the market still could have a little bit more to the downside due to the fact that this is a very heavy week, and therefore could see this challenge back to, as mentioned, of $58 to $57 a barrel. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you for joining me. As always, look out for the internet report, and I hope you enjoy the great start of the day.